nowadays, you had to do what you had to do with junk parts and mismatch and this, that, and the other to get something to run. It's like we wanted a long rod engine back in the 60s. We used a connected rod out of a F-head Willis Jeep engine. And it was a lot longer. We'd take that rod, put it in there, and cut the top of the piston off where it wouldn't hit the head, and put Ford valve lifters in a Chevrolet engine because they were bigger in diameter, and give you more. Same thing, putting more camshaft in it, stuff like that. But nowadays with the CNC stuff like it is, you can get you a catalog or call some of these companies and tell them what you want. You have it Monday morning. And all you got to do is bolt it together.
Your one-stop shop for t-shirts, vehicle wraps, banner signage, and more. Bellinger Signs and Graphics.
We left out one night, me and Mike Parker. We decided we're going to go to Dublin and race. So we loaded up, headed down 95, took the 87 exit, had to stop under the bridge on the 87 exit to rebuild the carburetor on the tow truck to get to Dublin. But we got to Dublin and won. We said, well, we'll go back to Fayetteville. It's so early, we'll go back to Fayetteville and see what happens. So we raced at Dublin, won down there, turned around, come back. Tow truck had one wheel brake on it. But we made it back to Fayetteville. Ain't missed nothing. So they started lining the cars up. And Mike said, what we're going to do is we'll have a caution. I'll pull in, y'all change one tire. Then I'll go back out, I'll cause another caution, come back in, we'll change the other tire. So he done that, we changed tires and won that race too. So that made for a good weekend.
Back around 1976, my dad and mom had some cars and stuff that I worked on and everything, and I drove a few races of my dad's car, but he didn't want to drive. Got up one Sunday morning and told him I'll see him later. I said, I'm going to go out for a while. He said, where are you going? I said, I'm going to go try to find me a car. I'm going to build me a race car. He said, well, we got one out there in the field. He said, that one y'all built for me to put on the road. He said, I can't get no title for it. And he just take that one. And I told him, Dad, I want to take that car. I said, there ain't a spot of rust in it. And I said, the car's in good shape. But then I got the front end built. And I said, that's too good a car. He said, well, we ain't going to do nothing with it because I can't get a title for the car. I said, okay. So I picked up the phone and called old Big John. I said, come on, bud, we got the gut one. He said, what? I said, we got the gut one. He said, what we got? I said, I'm going to build that 55. I'm going to build me a race car. He said, baby, I'll see you in a little bit. And he came up there and it wasn't long. We got the air chills and stuff flying, and we commenced to cutting all the interior out of it. And back then, I just knocked the glasses out. We didn't take them out. We busted them out. And about a couple of weeks, we had me a car together. And I saved my money up and built me an engine and everything. And that was my first race car.
Well, my dad was mechanic all his life, which he died at the age of 44. But I was raised up with him and helping him, doing work with him and all. And he was interested in racing, and he did a lot of work for David Searles on the drag car. And a lot of the stuff that I learned, I picked up from him. And then I raced a little bit, and then got into the engine building part of it for the go-karts, and then race cars also. I did a lot of work for B.D. Lynch and B&D Bullers in South Carolina, and Tommy Horn. and run the dirt late models. And a lot of the local people around here, I do work for them, machine work and stuff. And then Alan, he was just like me. Alan was out there in the shop with me, and you know, he picked up a lot from me, and he's picked up a lot on his own here recently. But you know, then he raced some, and then now he's, like you said, he's building and pit crew and building cars and stuff for his son, Bladen, and so it's been in the family all along. So we're talking about three generations there, and it all comes from my dad, really. He was the first mechanic in the whole family, and but I picked it up from him, and Alan picked some up from me, and now we both of us are trying to keep blading something right in.
Old South Apparel, Southern Apparel for the Southern way of life.
We'd go watch a good fight, and a race would probably break out every once in a while, but we had some good times. Old Archie Adams, Carl Smith, all them older guys all together. But we were all one big happy family. We raced, we cooked on the grill, we had a good time, all of us. No matter what class you was in, we were all like one. And that's just the way it was. And you had Corey Blue, Ed Pate, Royce Benson, Archie Adams. One of them four was going to have to build a new car the next week, because one of them was going to tow the one. But them guys drove hard, everybody drove hard, but we had a lot of fun.
Dad had a car. We had 3 cars all together and had one trailer. And we had to pull the cars out to the track with that one trailer, take one out, come back, and vice versa. And Dad got me up there one day and put his arms around me. He said, "Boy," he said, "I'm your daddy." I said, "Yes, sir." He said, "And you my son?" I said, "That's correct." He said, "That's right here in the shop." He said, "When we hit that track," he said, "I don't know you." He said, "You're on your own." He said, "I ain't gonna have no mercy on you." And I told him I wouldn't have it no other way. I said, "That's the only way I'd have it." And Lord and behold, for the first 5 weeks in a row, we got tied up. But we turned out and had a pretty good season. I went on and won the championship that year, and I won several of them right back to back.
My brother, he was always in drag racing, and I was into the round track racing. I had a 51 Chevrolet running that hobby division, and him wanted to go to race with us one weekend. But went out there and decided to make a sandwich, and I got a jar of mayonnaise out. He had his bread there, and I took a screwdriver, stuck down the mayonnaise, and wiped it across the bread for him. By that time, it come a cloud of dust by, and that mayonnaise looked like mustard. And I think that was the only race he ever went to with me.
I was at the shop one night, and old Big John, we had an alligator. And old Big John was scared to death of that alligator. So at about 2 o'clock in the morning, Big John falls asleep under the race car. So we go out there and we get Oscar. We bring him in the shop. And he took that old long cold nose and stuck it in Big John's side. And we took Big John's tennis shoes and tied them together so he couldn't run. Well, when he woke up and seen Oscar laying there, his poor old head hit everything under that race car before he got out from under there.
Don't just get a tow, get a quality tow with Quality Towing and Recovery Incorporated.
Them was some long nights back then. Because as Mr. Core said earlier, if you wanted something, you had to get out and make it. I mean, you didn't just jump on the phone and order it and buy it. If you went to the salvage yard and you got it. Well, it's that 55 Chevrolet I had 62 Chevrolet control arms on it, Buick spindles on it. When I get my camera right on the left side, I had to take and cut the A-frame in two and weld me a piece of metal in it and make the top A-frame longer. And if I was to do the opposite on the right side, I'd cut it and shorten it and make the wheel lean in at the top. You didn't get on the phone and just order stuff every time. You had to make it, and that's when racing, it was really a whole lot more fun than it is today.
Lower Dunn Road, there was Ronald Collins, Frank Everett, me, my brother, and the race ran out. Well, we'd all come back. Ronald, we nicknamed him Dick. So we'd all come back to Dick's house. We'd get in the garage. We'd break the grill out. We'd all get up. We'd cook. We'd drink beer, smoke cigarettes. We'd spin out, you know. We'd laugh one another every once in a while. But it was all good times back then. And it's just not like that no more. Friends, I don't know where it all went. I just don't.